It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. Your dog just curled up next to you on the couch, and within seconds, you catch it. That thick, musty, almost yeasty smell that seems to follow them everywhere now. You've bathed them twice this week already. You've tried the lavender shampoo, the baking soda trick a friend swore by. Nothing sticks. By the next morning, the smell is back, sometimes worse. You love this dog. You do anything for them, but you're starting to wonder, is this normal? Is something wrong? And why does nothing you try seem to actually work? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why dog odor happens, the common mistakes that make it worse instead of better, what veterinarians actually recommend, and a simple daily routine you can start tonight to help keep your dog smelling and feeling their best. First, we'll break down what's actually happening on your dog's skin and coat. Then, we'll go through the mistakes many caring owners make without realizing it. After that, I'll walk you through 5 veterinarian-informed home strategies that can genuinely help. And finally, I'll give you one simple daily system you can remember and use for life. Let's start with what's actually going on. What is happening? Dogs don't smell bad by accident. Odor is information. It's your dog's skin and coat telling you something about what's happening on the surface, and sometimes underneath it. Here's the biology in plain English. Your dog's skin is covered in millions of tiny oil glands called sebaceous glands. These produce a natural oil called sebum. Sebum isn't dirty, it's protective. It keeps the skin flexible and helps form a barrier against the outside world. The problem is that sebum is also food. Bacteria and yeast that naturally live on your dog's skin feed on it. In small, balanced amounts, this is completely normal and mostly odorless to us. But when oil production increases because of allergies, diet, humidity, skin folds, or an imbalance in the skin's natural microbiome, those bacteria and yeast populations can grow faster than normal. That population boom is very often the true source of dog smell. Think of it like a garden. A few weeds are normal, but give the garden too much water and fertilizer, and suddenly weeds take over everything. Your dog's skin works the same way. Too much oil, moisture, or irritation, and the microscopic organisms that are always there start to overgrow. This is why some breeds with skin folds, like bulldogs or Shar-Peis, tend to have stronger odor. Those folds trap warmth and moisture, creating the perfect environment for that overgrowth. It's also why odor often gets worse in humid summer months, after swimming, or in dogs with underlying allergies. Vet tip: a little bit of dog smell is completely normal and not something to worry about. What matters is whether the smell is new, sudden, worsening, or paired with other symptoms like redness, hair loss, scratching, or greasy patches. Those combinations are worth a veterinary visit. Now here's what surprises a lot of pet owners. The smell almost never starts with the coat. It starts with the skin underneath. That's why so many odor control efforts fail. They're treating the fur, not the source. The mistakes many loving owners make. Let's talk about why so many well-intentioned efforts to fix dog odor don't actually work, and sometimes make things worse. Many loving pet owners don't realize these habits are working against them. Mistake 1. Bathing too often with the wrong products. It feels logical: if your dog smells, wash them more. But overbathing, especially with human shampoo or harsh dog shampoos, strips away the natural oils that protect the skin. The skin responds by producing even more oil to compensate, which can actually make odor worse within a few days. Human shampoo is a particular problem because our skin's pH is different from a dog's, and it can disrupt their skin barrier entirely. Mistake 2. Ignoring the ears. A huge percentage of dog smell complaints are actually coming from the ears, not the coat. Ears are warm, dark, and often moist, ideal conditions for yeast and bacteria. Many owners never check inside the ear because the dog seems otherwise happy and itch-free. Mistake 3. Masking instead of addressing. Scented sprays, perfumes, and heavily fragranced wipes can temporarily cover odor, but they don't change what's happening on the skin. In some cases, added fragrances can even irritate sensitive skin further. Mistake 4. Overlooking diet. Skin health is deeply connected to nutrition. Diets low in quality fatty acids, or diets that trigger food sensitivities in a particular dog, can show up as skin and coat issues, including odor, long before any digestive symptoms appear. Mistake 5. Waiting too long to get things checked. Because dog odor develops gradually, it's easy to normalize it. He's always smelled a little musky. But a persistent, worsening, or suddenly different odor can be an early sign of a skin infection, allergy flare, or hormonal issue that's much easier to manage early than after months of buildup. None of these mistakes come from carelessness. They come from not having clear information, which is exactly what we're fixing right now. If you've ever dealt with this exact struggle with your own dog, let me know in the comments. I'd genuinely love to hear what you've tried and what your experience has been. What veterinarians actually recommend. Top 5 home strategies that help. This is the part that matters most, so let's slow down and go through it carefully. These 5 strategies work together. They support healthy skin from the outside in, rather than just masking a symptom. 1. Bathe with purpose, not frequency. Instead of bathing more often, focus on bathing correctly. A veterinarian-recommended dog shampoo, ideally one formulated for sensitive or normal skin, used every 2 to 4 weeks for most dogs, is often enough to support the skin's natural balance rather than disrupt it. Rinse thoroughly, since leftover shampoo residue can itself irritate skin and trap odor. Dogs with diagnosed skin conditions may need a different schedule, so this is a great conversation to have with your vet. Vet tip: if your dog swims often or has skin folds, ask your veterinarian about a gentle, dog-specific wipe or rinse for in-between maintenance, rather than full baths every few days. 2. Make ear care part of the routine, not an emergency response. Gently checking your dog's ears once a week, looking for redness, unusual discharge, or a stronger odor specifically from the ear, can catch problems early. Your veterinarian can show you the correct, safe way to clean the outer ear with a vet-approved ear cleanser. Never insert anything deep into the ear canal, and never use cotton swabs, as this can push debris deeper or cause injury. Vet warning: if your dog is shaking their head frequently, tilting their head, or the ear looks red, swollen, or painful, this needs veterinary evaluation rather than home treatment. These can be signs of an ear infection that requires professional care. 3. Brush consistently to manage oil distribution. Regular brushing, a few times a week for most breeds, daily for dogs with longer or denser coats, helps distribute natural oils evenly instead of letting them pool in certain areas. It also removes loose fur and debris that can trap odor-causing bacteria against the skin. This is one of the simplest, safest habits you can build, and it doubles as a great way to spot new bumps, redness, or hair loss early. 4. Support skin health through nutrition. Ask your veterinarian whether your dog's current diet is appropriately balanced for skin and coat health, and whether a veterinary-approved omega-3 fatty acid supplement might be appropriate for your individual dog. Omega-3s are one of the more well-studied nutrients for supporting skin barrier function in dogs. This isn't about switching foods on a whim, it's about having an informed conversation with your vet, especially if you suspect a food sensitivity might be involved. 5. Manage the environment around your dog. Keeping your dog's bedding clean, washing it weekly, and making sure damp fur is dried thoroughly after baths or swimming, especially in skin folds and between paw pads, removes a major source of the moisture that bacteria and yeast need to thrive. A simple, clean, dry towel dry after any water exposure is a small habit with a real impact. Safety note: you may see home remedy suggestions online involving vinegar rinses, essential oils, or various kitchen ingredients applied directly to a dog's skin. Many of these are not well supported by veterinary evidence, and some, particularly concentrated essential oils, can actually be irritating or unsafe for dogs. When in doubt, ask your veterinarian before applying anything to your dog's skin that isn't specifically labeled for pet use. Here's what surprises many owners once they put these 5 pieces together. None of them are complicated or expensive. What actually changes the outcome is consistency, not intensity. A dog bathed correctly every 3 weeks, brushed twice a week, with ears checked weekly and a stable diet, will almost always do better than a dog bathed aggressively every other day with no other changes. Why consistency is the real solution. Here's the part that ties everything together. Skin health isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing balance, a bit like maintaining a fish tank. You don't clean a fish tank once and expect it to stay balanced forever. You maintain the conditions, the temperature, the filtration, the food, consistently over time, and the environment stays healthy on its own. Your dog's skin works the same way. The goal isn't a single, deep clean. It's protecting the daily conditions: oil balance, moisture, nutrition, and monitoring, so odor-causing overgrowth never gets the chance to take hold in the first place. This is also why regular veterinary checkups matter, even when your dog seems fine. A vet can often catch early skin changes, allergy patterns, or hormonal shifts during a routine visit, long before they become the kind of persistent odor that's hard to reverse. Your daily skin and coat routine. Let's bring this together into one simple system you can actually remember. Think of it as your weekly coat care checklist. Daily, a quick pass of your hands over your dog's coat and skin while petting them, checking for anything new, and drying them fully if they got wet. 2 to 3 times a week. Brush thoroughly to distribute oils and check the skin underneath the coat. Once a week, check the ears gently for redness, odor, or discharge. Wash bedding. Every 2 to 4 weeks. A proper bath with a vet-approved shampoo, rinsed thoroughly. Ongoing. A conversation with your veterinarian about diet, supplements, and anything that seems to be changing. That's it. 5 habits, repeated consistently, built around understanding rather than guesswork. So let's come back to where we started. That smell on the couch wasn't a mystery, and it wasn't a sign you were doing something wrong. It was your dog's skin telling you something. Too much oil, too much moisture, an ear that needed checking, or a diet that needed a closer look. You don't have to get every single habit perfect. You just have to be consistent with the basics. Proper bathing, regular brushing, weekly ear checks, thoughtful nutrition, and a clean, dry environment. Small, steady habits like these are what actually protect your dog's skin over months and years, far more than any single product ever could. And when something changes suddenly or doesn't improve with these habits, that's your cue to loop in your veterinarian, not because you failed, but because that's exactly what a good pet parent does. If you enjoy veterinarian-approved pet health education like this, subscribe for new videos every week. Together, we'll help our pets live longer, healthier, and happier lives. This video is intended for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for an examination by a licensed veterinarian. If your pet is sick, injured, or experiencing an emergency, contact your veterinarian or the nearest emergency animal hospital immediately.